Do you have social phobia or is it just shyness? And what's the difference? I'm a licensed therapist and I'm going to talk about that right now. The National Institutes of Health says that social phobia is a marked fear or anxiety about one or more social situations in which the individual is exposed to possible scrutiny of others. Examples include social interactions like having a conversation or meeting an unfamiliar person, or being observed like eating or drinking and performing in front of others, whether you're giving a speech or you're just on a Zoom call. Social phobia is an actual diagnosis. It's a mental health diagnosis. And that is something that I want to make sure that you're aware of. If you're shy, then it's not necessarily a diagnosable mental health condition. Some people are just shy. Some people have it, maybe they're introverts or they feel some mild discomfort. But social phobia, if you think of phobias in general, it is an intense fear of being in front of other people, of interacting in front of people, of wondering and also catastrophizing what other people are going to think of them. And someone with social phobia is constantly afraid of messing up, constantly afraid of embarrassing themselves. Social phobia is a classified diagnosis in the DSM-5, and it's a persistent anxiety, it's an intense fear over a prolonged period of time. You have this thought that, yeah, people are watching you. You might be going to the grocery store and you just think people are watching you behind their back and they're waiting for you to drop something or have an accident or walk the wrong direction, and you know that they're secretly laughing at you. All right, that's social phobia. Shyness is more of a personality trait. You might be an introvert, you might be someone that doesn't have a lot to say, but you're able to go to social situations. You're able to go to in the public. You may not like it, but it's doable. You're able to go places and not fear, always thinking that people are judging you or always waiting for you to mess up. Some of the key differences between social phobia and shyness is the intensity of the anxiety that it causes. Shyness is also fairly temporary. It will go away eventually. You may not like getting there, but once you're there, not so bad. It kind of goes away. Social phobia, it doesn't go away. In fact, it can get worse. The other thing with social phobia is that it can really interfere with your day-to-day. Some of you may not even go out, and maybe you'd rather just stay home because outside is scary. Social phobia can turn into what's called agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is when you have an intense fear of open spaces. Shyness, on the other hand, you might go places and may not say a whole lot, but you're there, you're able to listen, and you're able to really, for the most part, enjoy yourself. A key difference between social phobia and shyness is the diagnostic criteria of social phobia requires you to have this intense fear of social situations for at least 6 months. Shyness, you might have it, but it goes away. Social phobia, it stays with you. There are some similar overlaps between social phobia and shyness. For instance, being afraid, right? There's a desire of not really talking. You want to avoid certain situations and there's a certain level of anxiety. But the key difference is the level of discomfort and also for how long, the duration of that discomfort. Whether you have social phobia or you're just shy, there are some coping strategies that you can work on. For instance, you might not know exactly what to say, or maybe you're afraid of saying the wrong thing. And before you go to that event or talk to somebody, simply write down a few things that you can bring up and initiate the conversation. Sometimes just initiating the conversation is helpful because you're more in control rather than going in and trying to listen on what other people are saying. Another coping strategy that you can do is deep breathing and learning to go somewhere private and quiet and learn to breathe in through your nose, hold your breath for a few seconds and blow it out again, and do that for 8 times. And what that does is helps regulate your vagus nerve and brings the anxiety down where you're more calm. And another coping strategy that you can do is simply positive self-talk. Tell yourself, I've got this. I can do this. I know I can do this. I've done this before. I can do it today. So there are differences between social phobia and shyness, and whatever you struggle with, there are strategies that you can do. You can get help. You can overcome this. It doesn't mean you're going to have this forever. You can do this. You got to tell yourself, I can do this. Be confident in yourself. Hey, I hope this video was helpful to help you discover whether it's social phobia or shyness that you struggle with. I hope the techniques and just talking about it, bringing this to light is helpful for you. I'm going to encourage you to make some comments. Go to the comment section and read what others are saying, because you're not alone. And I want you to be encouraged that you can work through this. You can overcome this. Be sure to watch this other video that I know will help you with your anxiety too.